what I see men doing in life that is very unsafe for women usually tends to be around two areas. The first, the core area, is lack of his awareness of her, of what's actually going on in her experience. Being able to sense and register her on the plane that she vibrates at, the place where she actually functions at. He starts to be far too heady with her. And because of that, he's unable to sense her. He's unable to feel her, which means now he's unable to know her. And if you're in partnership or relationship and you don't know the woman that you're in the room with, some may say that's somewhat of an issue. So first is his lack of awareness to her. Scratch that. His lack of awareness to everything, including himself. Straight across the board. It's just lack of awareness. Secondly, is his immature, underdeveloped relationship to his feelings, his desires, and his urges. So the man starts to become very untrustworthy based on the fact that she sees him kind of disappear and get possessed in a certain aspect by his desires and his urges, especially his sexual desires and his sexual urges. There's oftentimes moments in sex and intimacy where they're connecting, and I would assume every woman has had this experience at some point in her life, and maybe she lives with this experience on a moment-to-moment basis, but where the man is present with her initially during intimacy, then the energy picks up to a certain point and he gets real excited, and then he starts to get taken by his desire and urges, by that wave of energy. She will feel him leave her in that moment, and then she will feel him use her body, not because he's bad or because he is mean-hearted or he means it. It's not about that in most cases. He loses himself because he's not cultivated, because he hasn't developed awareness, because he has not practiced the art of being present and being in his body and staying present with an increased amount of energy and feeling. So he's gone. He's out the door. It's her laying there with him, and now she's having the experience of him using her body in order to complete the mission of his pleasure. Again, not because he's bad. There's just a massive lack of education. This is all he knows. So those would be the two main areas that I see. His lack of awareness to her, himself, everything, and also his immature and underdeveloped relationship with his emotions, feelings, urges, and desires. The man's path in his spiritual development is to start to develop domain, conscious, sovereign, empowered domain over both of these aspects of his existence. From this point, he can start to move through the world in a profoundly healthier way, where everything he brings, everything he touches, will actually be done with reverence. It will be carried out with respect. Not a fake respect, not a false respect, not a manipulative respect, but a true respect. And that's what I wish for every man. That's the work I attempt to do with men to the best of my ability. That's the standard that I attempt to hold myself to the best of my ability in every single moment of my life. And God knows there's always space to improve on that. There's always space to refine that. There's always space to get cleaner on that. We're never done. But those are the two areas. And without them, we just kind of move around withered and disempowered and unwell.